In this video, I will demonstrate how to make a plastic rivet using a Bic pen and a Bic lighter. This video is not sponsored by Bic. First, a bit of context. The purpose for which I came up with this is to build a swiveling holder for my phone for shooting video. I'd sliced bits out of a bottle cap so that it could grip the edge of my phone. This can be used by itself as a simple upright phone stand, and is in fact what I used for portions of this video. But I wanted something that could point the phone at an upward or downward angle. For that, I needed a pair of bottle caps mounted in such a way as to pivot smoothly. When placed on the ends of my phone, one of the caps partially obstructed the camera and the LED, so I cut that bit out. I thought about simply screwing the caps to blocks, but then there would be the issue of getting the phone in and out, so I opted for the flexibility of plastic. The first supports I made were too flimsy. You can see from this clip of me tearing one apart that the plastic rivets turned out quite sturdy. For my second attempt, I used prescription bottles. I had to shave off one of the baby lock hooky tabby things on each bottle to get the caps to sit flush. Do not attempt this unless you are experienced with razor blade shenaniganry. I used a 1/8 inch drill bit and it fit the rivets perfectly. Now to make the rivets. Inside an ordinary ballpoint pen is a tubular plastic ink cartridge. As the pen is used, capillary action will pull the ink toward the nib of the pen, leaving an empty section of tube behind. I sliced off this vestigial end, leaving enough tube to keep the ink from escaping. Using a lighter, I melted the end of the tube and then pressed it to create a flared tip. This will create noxious fumes. Be sure to have adequate ventilation. Placing the tube through the side of the bottle, and then through the cap, I estimated the length I would need to flare the end. After marking and cutting the tube, I assembled the pieces and melted the unflared end. With one finger firmly against the flared end, I pressed the melted end to complete the rivet. Yay, swivelly bits! With the rivets completed, all that was left was to mount the bottles onto a base. I started by drilling a hole in the middle of each bottle. Note to self, if the drill bit is spinning too slowly, it will leave burrs, which can be removed by a light touch with a larger drill bit. Yes, the faster spinning drill bit did not leave burrs. I then clipped the mounts onto my phone, measured the distance between them, pre-drilled the holes in the wood, and screwed the mounts into place. I found that it swiveled a little too freely, so I shoved a bit of rubber band between the cap and bottle on one side. If I were to do it over, I'd put a rubber washer in there before riveting it. The mounts do cause a little bit of damage to the rubber bezel of my phone case. I'm not greatly concerned about this, but I might use a razor or some sandpaper to smooth out the sharp plastic edges. Getting the phone in or out of the holder is still not the easiest thing in the world, but it works. Time to go try it out. Okay, first we chop the ginger. Oh, let me adjust the camera. There we go. Now we chop the ginger into little slices, like this. And then we slice it again to make the julienne. Bon. No, I am not starting a cooking channel. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing.